literally have no idea how Bluesky does this, where she just lets her thoughts flow, but we're here. Welcome to my podcast. It's called The Lonely Fake Club, and it's ran by me and my 2017 MacBook Air and my iPhone 12. I don't have a microphone. I don't have a fancy setup. I just really wanted to talk. I love podcasts. It's what I always listen to if I don't have a YouTube video to watch. And I kind of wanted to start my own, mainly just because I love to talk and I love to hear the opinions of other people and like seeing what they comment in the podcast and stuff like that. So I wanted to start my own mostly because I've wanted to be a content creator for a really, really long time. I started my YouTube channel back in, I think, 2019. And I was freshly graduated from college girl from high school. I took a gap year from my last year of high school to my freshman year of college, just to save up some money. I had a job. I did the whole shebang before I went to school. I had just graduated in 2022 when I was like, maybe I should pick it up again. And I never did. I've been wanting to pick up my YouTube channel again and again. I tried TikTok. I couldn't get into it. I kept deleting my videos because I felt judged, I guess you could say. TikTok was not the cool app that it is now. TikTok definitely used to be very cringe and very like, oh, you have TikTok? That's so cool. And I unfortunately was that person who was on TikTok since like 2018. So I was in prime TikTok. I knew the whole thing. I was there for the furry wars. I was there through a lot of stuff on TikTok. So I am a true TikTok veteran. And I've seen my fair share of podcasts. I used to listen to the Shane Dawson one. And then I used to listen to Brittany and Sarah's old podcast, I used to listen to that one all the time. I listened to a few other podcasts. I used to listen to like true crime, murder mystery kind of podcasts. And then unfortunately, I was just turned off from those because it would just make me so like anxiety ridden, and I would be a little bit more paranoid just because most of the time I was home alone until my boyfriend got home. So unfortunately, I did freak out myself a little bit, but now I don't do that anymore. If you see that my camera is shaking, it's because my cat decided to sit where I placed it. Okay, Dexter. But yeah, I love podcasts. Podcasts have been a huge part of my daily routine for the past couple years. And so I was just like, you know what? Some people, Dexter! Some people don't really need that much to start a podcast, and I know that's what some people say, especially the guys who make podcasts. I feel like podcasts are both a male and female dominated area, but most of the time guys can literally just pick up a microphone and literally say whatever they want and get hundreds of thousands of followers and subscribers. So you know what? Tag me in. I'm here. I didn't really have a lot that I wanted to talk about in this first episode, mostly because I have an idea of where I want this podcast to go, and I really haven't structured it yet. I've seen some people write scripts. I've seen some people who just like write out little like tidbits of what they want to talk about, mostly from Brittany. And I kind of just wanted to let the thoughts flow. And since I'm here and since I've talked about TikTok, I kind of want to talk about the TikTok ban just for a little bit and my experience with it, since I was somebody who had been on that platform for a very, 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 very long time. Around the same time that I first started my YouTube channel, I was on TikTok as well. I didn't really post because I was so nervous. I was so cringy. Mostly because TikTok was cringy back then. Trust and believe. People are lying when they said 2018, 2020, TikTok was prime. Yeah, it was prime cringiness. What in the world? But the TikTok ban really shook me to my core. I was like, oh my gosh. Because I really wanted to take content creation really seriously this year in 2025. Because I used to post on my TikTok. I used to post on my YouTube pretty regularly. I was posting just whatever I was thinking of. I did get ready with me's, I did makeup, I did opening, I did thrifting, I did the whole shebang. I started vlogging when I was at Tarleton. I had to give up on that mostly because my college schedule got so cramped and so full because of my degree. So I just had to give up, which sucks, but I had always craved the creativity that comes with content creation. I love editing videos. I did primarily sound when I was in college. I had a theater degree in fine arts. And I mostly dabbled in sound design. And so that's something that always was like hand in hand with my my content creation. I used to love to edit videos and finding sounds and doing all that stuff. And I think now that I have a little bit more free time because of getting to be here and my lovely boyfriend letting me just, be here and be unemployed. He takes care of me. He's really the most lovely person in the whole world. And he just gets to let me do whatever. But after finding out that TikTok was going to be banned, really kicked me into high gear. I genuinely wanted to start doing YouTube again. I love YouTube. YouTube is my comfort place. I've never felt more safe in a place, mostly because all the people I've subscribed to are the same people who I already followed beforehand, before TikTok was even a thing. It's people I followed from Vine. So YouTube was a really easy place for me to transfer to, I guess. I had been through all of that stuff. I was there with Flappy Bird. I was there with Vine being gone, which I wish I could have saved the Vines I had, because I actually had some pretty funny Vines on there. And unfortunately, I didn't know how to save them. I didn't know why I didn't save them, but I didn't. So, yeah. But with the TikTok ban, I think was really scary. Mostly because I kept just seeing a lot of articles coming out and things on TikTok and people talking about it, and it was really scary. I'll be completely honest. It was really, really scary. After the overturning of Roe v. Wade, I definitely was a little scared to be here. Just because if they could take that away, what else could they take away? And it seems to me that TikTok was kind of they were dangling it in front of us, oh, do you want it? Do you want it? And we fought really hard to have it back, and we did get it back less than, I think, 10 hours later. But it was a completely different app. My For You page was different. I wasn't seeing the people I followed. I try to fix my algorithm just myself, just how you normally do after you, get a new account somewhere, and you have to, like specific photos and like specific things in order for the algorithm to, give you the things you want. Until I saw a video that told me how to, fix my algorithm, and boom, it went right back to how it was before, which was very, very, very scary. But knowing that TikTok was going to be banned really scared me, mostly because I really wanted to take TikTok seriously in 2025. I really had this, spark of creativity of wanting to be able to, get back into my roots. I loved making YouTube videos. I loved how creative it made me. I used to make, if you go back and watch them, you can see the influence I had from Emma Chamberlain and Shane Dawson and all that stuff of from my editing to the way I talked, my intro. It was very cool and very sweet to see 19, 20-year-old Vivian compared to like 26-year-old Vivian, who is making this podcast, who's going to start taking TikTok and YouTube seriously. And I'm not going to take it seriously because there's good money in it. Obviously, that is a good side point, but making money on these kinds of platforms are really, really hard. You have to have a dedicated fan base, and you have to have dedicated subscribers and things like that. And I really don't right now. And I hope one day I do, and I have people that I can call friends and people I can talk to and like broaden my perspectives and like my experiences. So that's why it was really sad for me to see TikTok go. Obviously, it didn't leave, so I'm going to take TikTok just a little bit more seriously. But it was really sad, mostly, and because that's where I got most of my news from. I know that's a little, I don't know, hold on before you start typing. I was really informed through a lot of things that happen in the world, especially with watermelon. I had no idea that was happening. And I found out that late October, when all of those videos were flooding my feed, and I learned everything I could, and I still am trying to learn everything I could. I still follow the same people. I followed even those same people on Bluesky, who talk about watermelon. So I really couldn't believe that they were going to take it away. I was so scared. It's where I get most of my information. It's where I get unbiased opinions from most people. And just general news that I had no idea about. Bills that were trying to be passed in the Senate and things like that. Or just everything that was going wrong in our administration when it was Biden, and everything that's going wrong now in Trump's administration. So I was really taken aback when it came back and it was a completely different app, and that little thing said like, "Thank you, Trump," which was like, oh. So I know that TikTok is different. I know that it's going to be a lot harder to get off the ground there. But it's been an app that's been with me for a very long time. I know that TikTok is still not here permanently. I know that they just extended their window of time to be bought by a US company. But I think it's like 70, 90 days. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on the 70 or 90 days. It could be less, but I'm hoping it's 90 days, because by 90 days I can be a famous like YouTuber and TikToker. Who knows? So I know it's not going to be here forever. That's how these apps have lifetimes. They don't really live that long. We saw with Vine, we see with Snapchat. Yeah, Snapchat's still here. It was also, which I found out through TikTok, was also going to be bought by Meta a long time ago. And they literally said, "No, we're good." And Meta tried to come after them again with like the Snapchat stories. They did their Insta stories and like, we're trying to be Snapchat. But Snapchat's still going strong. I still use it. Not like a normal social media app, mostly just because some of the people I used to follow on YouTube don't post on YouTube anymore. They just post on Snapchat, like their Snapchat stories, like Alex Warren and Cover and all them. So I only keep Snapchat for them. And also I have like a streak with my boyfriend. It's how my friends and I talk outside of our text messages, just because we get Snapchats faster. So I moved on from Snapchat. I'm not there anymore. Excuse me. So I've really aged myself with this. But being a 26-year-old and having TikTok really has changed, like, who I could have been. And also I feel like after the pandemic, I think a lot of people felt stinted or stunned or whatever the word is I'm trying to think of, because the world literally stopped. And I was in the middle of college. I think in my sophomore year, and I had been living on my own since then. I was trying to make my own money. I was doing it. I was doing all of it on my own. And so when the world stopped and I was basically frozen in time, I still sometimes feel like I'm still 22 years old, because I didn't get to have a regular just like experience. I had to experience this pandemic, and then also it being just handled so improperly. And I also lived in a very red town. So like you got ugly stares when you wore a mask. I wore my mask. So it was really devastating. But I'm glad that it's back, and I'm glad that some people still have their primary sources of like news, and their income is still okay, because there are a lot of people that I follow who are just regular schmegular people who don't live in these beautiful mansions, who live in the north, who live in the south, who just have normal people lives, and they post of like how they like clean their apartment, how they clean their house, them trying to renovate their house and trying to make it look more homey. And so sorry if you can hear my washing machine. And those are the kinds of people that I like to follow and that I love to see. So it was really comforting and nice to know that a lot of them were willing to transition to YouTube, even though they only knew TikTok, which is a short video platform. Like, it's meant for videos that are less than a minute long. I know they introduced longer ones, but most of the time people don't really have that attention span anymore. My attention span is shot. It's shot. I can barely go freaking 15 minutes without picking up this thing, my phone. It's always because of that damn phone, which I'm also trying to cut back on. I put a time limit on TikTok. I put a time limit on Facebook, and Instagram. Oh, also, I'm only keeping them because that is where my family is. It's how I keep up with my family. I live 5 hours away from my family. I like to know what they're doing, and I can't believe they don't have TikTok. They don't have Bluesky. They don't have none of that. They have Facebook and Instagram. So that's why I keep it. But everything is private. I did the whole thing so that they don't get my data anymore. I'm not going to regularly post as much unless it's about watermelon, which I normally just reserve my stories for, because I tried posting on my actual account and I got 4 likes when I had like minimum of 30 to 50 with my regular like posts. So I was like, perfect. So I'm just really trying to prepare myself for where this world is going and how long we're going to be in this chaos, I guess. And I just really want to be a sanctuary for people. I've been a listener my whole life. I'm somebody who listens. I don't really talk that much unless like you're my friend or something. So I really want people to be able to find comfort in all this chaos. And whether it's me or whether it's somebody else, but know that it's not going to be this scary for that long. And I know a lot of people are really scared. Trust, I'm really scared. I'm Mexican. I'm a woman. I don't know what else we can do besides be strong and united together. Because it's going to be a really hard 4 years, but if we could do it once, we can do it again. So with that, I want to say, please follow me on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will be posting my regular videos and my podcast here. I'm not going to do the 2 separate accounts. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to. I'm so sorry. And be safe. Be careful. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.